Awesome. All right. Cool. It's a little unfortunate. Actually, if I go, yeah, there we go. That works. And I think I can change that at any time. So if I, yeah, there we go. All right, let's make the poll for today. All right, that's going to go there. All right, welcome in, everybody. This is Slideshow Sports, and let's talk about the best of basketball. Let's pull up all the numbers we got, and let's get going on this. Poll today is best team of this group, and usually I say standing stuff, but standings are so in the air right now that we really have no idea where anybody's going to finish, particularly out in the Eastern Conference, the 5 through 10, and then in the Western Conference you have the battle 4 through 6, really. So I decided today for the poll, we just say best team of this group that we got here. Just a jumble of playing teams from both conferences. Just want to get an idea. Of the teams I have up, I'd say Atlanta's the best team there. I'm a Hornets fan, so it's a bit tough to go against my favorite team, but oh well, it is what it is. So that's today's poll. Take a vote in that if you will, and let's pull the standings up. Let's I can do that now. Here's the standings out west. Actually, hang on. Let's not do that yet. Let me let people vote. We got 2 for the Clippers. Before we talk about standings, which we will in just a minute, I'll pull those up. I have the green screen for that. Hawks Pistons today. That's a big game. Hawks trying to continue their massive wave of momentum they have. Speaking of which, someone just voted for the Hawks in the poll. I'm going to agree with you there, whoever that was. Hawks Pistons tonight's big for standings. Pistons not so much. They're obviously still top of the East, and I think they're going to stay top of the East even if they lose today. Lakers Pistons doesn't matter, but particularly for Atlanta, with how tight that standings battle is right now. Let's go Hawks. All right, hey, a Hawks fan. Iowa, you should be rooting for them. You should be rooting for Iowa in the tournament. They got a great run going. Yeah, Detroit's still 5 games up. Atlanta trying to hang on to that 6 seed, trying to hold on to that last spot in the Eastern play-in. Thank you, X Set Days, for your comment. Appreciate that a lot. So we got 1 vote for the Hornets, 2 for the Clippers, 1 for the Hawks in the poll so far. The other big game today, 4:30, from Boston, as the Celtics take on the Thunder. Huge game seeding-wise. No surprise there. Best team in the West, second best team in the East. Celtics trying to hold on to the 2nd seed from the New York Knicks, who have been very good as of late, which has been a big surprise just to see how big of an impact that New York has had. Heat Cavs, another big matchup for seeding. Heat, I believe, the 10 seed at the moment. Yes, they are, after they lost last night and Charlotte won. They're trying to climb back up the standings. Rockets, Timberwolves, again, another huge battle. If we look at the standings again, let me pull up the standings. Why not? So I'll how do I end a poll? I don't know how to do that. There we go. How do I get rid of the poll? Oh, there we go. That's how I do that. Cool. Nope, that didn't get rid of it. Can you go away? Thank you. All right, there we go. So I can actually get the standings up. So this is the standings. Actually, let me get out of the way a little bit. There we go. So this is what the standings look like. Sorry if my chair in the background's glitching out. YouTube's green screen isn't the best, but it's the only thing I have because my dorm room is tiny and I have nowhere to put a green screen. I'm going to have one over the summer, so it'll be nicer. I'm realizing my shorts are clipping out of existence. Okay, anyway. Here are the standings. Out west, sorry. OKC top. Then you got San Antonio, LA, Denver. Actually, this is so bad. I'm just going to gonna get rid of the green screen. It's not what I need it to be. I'm gonna get a new green screen. Sorry, a non-YouTube virtual green screen over the summer, so I can actually do stuff like that without it looking terrible. So my apologies for that. But we won't. You guys won't be able to see the standings. But I'm gonna be accurate information here, so no need to worry about that. Detroit top of the East at the moment, 52-19. Boston follows up. They're tied right now with the New York Knicks for that second seed in the Eastern Conference. The Celtics play the Thunder today. If they lose, New York takes the second seed. Cleveland, 2.5 games back of that group. They're 7.5 back of the West. They're winners of 4 straight. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Poker Love, Jaden Forsaken Gamer. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate that very much. Then you got Toronto. Hello, Ernie Sal. Welcome in. Yeah, then you got Toronto. They're the 5th seed. They're the front end of this huge group that we got fighting 5 through 10 in the Eastern Conference. You got Toronto, Atlanta, Philadelphia. They're all within a game and a half of each other. Orlando's a game back of them. You subbed? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate that a lot. Then you got Orlando, game back of that. Charlotte is tied with them. Miami's tied with them. So a 3-way tie, 8, 9, 10. That's important because whoever gets that 8 seed is going to be able to play for the 7 seed and get 2 shots to make a plan. Orlando has that right now. There's a great article in The Athletic this morning, if any of you guys have access to The Athletic, talking about the mid-6 in the Eastern Conference and just how that could possibly play out. Very good article. I'm trying to remember who it was written by. I think it was John Hollinger. So, yeah, John Hollinger, great, fantastic senior writer for the NBA for The Athletic. So check out his article if you can. I might throw that on the link in the description of this stream. But that's a fantastic source talking about all the tiebreakers. The tiebreakers in the Eastern Conference right now are insane. I don't remember them off the top of my head. I might make a video about that at some point. But we'll go check out that article if you can. You got Milwaukee, Chicago, last 2 teams out east who are technically still alive, both of them way below 500. So they're done, essentially. Then out west, you got Oklahoma City, winners of 12 in a row. San Antonio, winners of 6 in a row. LA is the 3rd seed. All 3 of those teams winning at least 9 of their last 10 games. Very impressive from them. San Antonio, I keep saying, every time we have one of these streams, I keep saying, I think San Antonio is going to catch OKC. I'm starting to believe it less and less. I don't think that there's a path with how many games are left for San Antonio to catch up that gap. Because there's 3 games the difference. If you look at the schedule, I don't see 3 games remaining which the Thunder lose and the Spurs win. I just don't think that's going to happen. Then you got the Lakers. They're way back. There's no way they're catching San Antonio. And actually, they've lost a little bit of ground to Denver. That battle is getting a little bit closer. Denver has won 3 straight. Looking at the 3 through 6, this matchup is, I think, very important for the West. So you got LA, you got the Los Angeles Lakers, 46-26. Denver's 1.5 games back, 45-28. Minnesota is half a game back of that, 44-28. Houston is another game back, 43-28. Of that battle, we'll see what ends up happening. I think LA stays as the 3. I don't exactly trust the Lakers, but I think they're the best of that group. Then I would say give me Minnesota at the 4, Denver at the 5, Houston at the 6. I think that's how that's going to play out. I said for a very long time I didn't think the Lakers were going to get up to the 3 and stay there. It looks like now they're going to. So, like I keep saying, the league is shifting very rapidly, very quickly at the moment. So, any definitive statements that can be made are very unreliable at the moment. So, you'll have to see what ends up happening with that. But as of right now, you look like you need that fan. That's not actually my fan. I have a fan behind me. And if you're talking about my redness, that's a skin condition I have. So it is a little bit reliant on heat, but not really. But thank you for your question. Your comment, should I say. All right, so what else do we have to talk? Oh, yeah. Let's talk expansion. Do I have my Sonics Gary Payton jersey here? I think I do. Because I'm a Seattle sports guy, and we are finally getting a team back, it looks like. I don't have the Gary Payton jersey, unfortunately. I usually wear my Brandon Miller jersey, but today, as a Washington State guy, I'll throw on Klay Thompson for today. The only Washington State basketball player of note. I suppose Jaden Wells and and Cedric Howard, but Klay Thompson certainly the most well-known Washington State basketball player in the pros today. Anyway, let's talk about expansion. So today, the league is, I believe, the official word that they've given is they have voted on a, I believe, what's called an expansion exploration, I think is what they call it, into options for Vegas and Seattle. Basically what that means, as far as I'm aware, is that means they're going to explore the options. You subbed and liked? Well, thank you very much. It's going to explore the options for expansion to those two cities. I believe that that's going to be looking at possible owners, looking at stadiums, looking at possible ownership consortiums as to who can buy into these teams, who's available, and stuff like that. So this doesn't necessarily mean that expansion is going to go ahead, but it is the first big step for expansion and for a city like Seattle, who has been missing their team for this amount of time. You still in college? Yes, I am. I've been in college. I'm still in college, and I plan to be in college for the next 3 years till I graduate. You know, it feels like it's been a while, but, you know, freshman year still going, apparently. Good. William Allen, good to see you here again. So, yes, so Seattle and Vegas are the current teams that are being looked into expansion to. Seattle would obviously be the Sonics again, because your dad says hi? All right, well, hello to Jane Forsaken Gamer's dad. The Sonics are obvious. They're the team coming back. We don't know what's really happening with Vegas. From what I understand from looking around some sources of the league, it seems like Seattle's the more surefire one. I've heard a lot of options. Your great-great-grandpa says hi? All right, well, hello. Yeah, the options for Seattle are very interesting because you have John Stanton. If you are a fan of baseball, you will know John Stanton, as he is the owner of the Seattle Mariners. What are you going to college for? I'm going to college as a double majoring at the Edward R. Murrow School of Communication at Washington State University. I'm majoring in broadcast news and multimedia journalism with a minor in sports communication. I'm hoping to work as a sports broadcaster. I work for KUGR Student College Radio. We broadcast football, basketball, baseball, both men's and women's basketball, women's soccer, and volleyball. So if you guys want to take a look at some of that, you can. Am I looks maxing today? No. Oh, I'd be perfect? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I put a lot of effort into my work. I just got off calling this weekend series. It was Washington State. Grand Canyon, Washington State was able to earn the sweep. You hope I get a job? Well, thank you very much. And I'm calling the series against Nevada, so if you want to go take a look at that, you can go to KUGR Sports here on YouTube and take a look at that. But just keep it here to the end of the stream, if you will. So, let's take a look at the schedule tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then I think we'll get out of here in, 15, 16-minute stream? I call Washington, no, not Washington, Washington State University, Washington State Cougars. I got the shorts on today. Washington State shorts. All right. So, tomorrow, Knicks-Hornets. My Hornets take on the New York Knicks at home. That's a huge game for play-in seeding, particularly for the Hornets. If the Knicks win, they'll be able to... Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. That's the job field I'm trying to get into. If I can't do that, I'd be fine with doing, news anchoring, news reporting. That's kind of my backup plan, essentially. So, we'll see what happens with that. I'm still got a lot of time. I'm still a freshman here in college, so, we'll see. I got a couple years here to make a decision on that. Pelicans, very small schedule with only 3 games. You got Pelicans, Pistons as well. Kind of an irrelevant game unless the Pistons lose, which I don't think they're going to. Kings, Magic, again, only important if the Kings win, and I don't think the Kings are trying to win right now. So that should be a free win for the Orlando Magic. And then on Friday, you should be a YouTuber. I'm trying to do that too. Clippers, Pacers, kind of irrelevant. Hawks, Celtics, essentially the hottest team in the league. Yeah, we did have Cam Ward that one year. We did. I mean, Washington State is very much a development school. We're not a school where talent sticks around, but we are a proving ground, essentially. We are just big enough that if you can be good here at Washington State, and then go somewhere else, and you're going to be good there. That's essentially what we do. And it's unfortunate because I think it's very good because it allows us to get some good talent. The only issue comes in with actually keeping that talent because we very rarely do. If you look at, I think we're keeping most of our basketball team. You're coming back to next stream? All right, we should be streaming tomorrow around 3 o'clock Pacific. So be on the lookout for that if you want to take a look at that. Subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. I know I hate saying that, but that's the best way to do it. Yeah, so our rival is the University of Washington. We also have a rivalry with Gonzaga. Washington is less so because we're not in the same conference anymore. But yeah, we don't like those guys. We do not like those guys. So yeah, we do have a rivalry with them. But I would say our main rival, is Washington. But we also have a rivalry with Gonzaga and a rivalry with Idaho, who's just interesting fact about the University of Idaho, by the way. Idaho and Washington State are about 10 miles apart because they're both on the same land grant. All right, see you, Jaden. They're very close together. You can actually drive between the two in about 10 minutes. So we have a little rivalry with them. We usually play them opening day for football. I don't believe they have a baseball team. But we play them opening day for most things. It's called the Battle of the Palouse. It's a fun game. They're an FCS team for football. They almost upset us, actually, this year, which was, from a Washington State perspective, not great, given that they are by far an inferior team to us. So, well, okay, their team, for what they are, actually, has been historically pretty decent. They have, how do I say this? Their team, their team is good. Their team is good for what they are. As an FCS Big Sky Conference team, they are very solid. They are a very solid team. So I don't discredit them like that. They're a better team than I think you're giving them credit for. But yeah, they are what they are. And I don't think that they have very many ways to expand out to be better than what they currently are. The only way I think they can do that is if they join the new Pac-12, which I understand from what I hear, they're considering that, but it sounds unlikely that they are going to do that at this time, which is, unsurprising. They used to be, actually, in the main Pac-12 for a while, I think in the 60s, I believe, and then they went back down to FCS level where they are today. Anyway, with that tangent over, got Hawks Celtics on Friday, Heat Cavs, another big matchup for seeding. Rockets Grizzlies, again, doesn't matter unless the Grizzlies win. Bulls Thunder, again, not hugely important. Jordan Poole revenge game, they play the Warriors, that should be fun. But yeah, that's really the two big matchups coming up in the next couple days are Celtics Thunder, Knicks Hornets, Hawks Celtics, Cavs Heat, and what was the other one today? There's one other important one today. Oh, Hawks Pistons is the other one. So those are the big games coming on in the next couple days. Real quick, before we get out of here, let's just do a quick rundown of the standings before we go, just where I think they're going to go. You're new to YouTube, what's the best thing to post? Well, I don't think there's any one best thing to post. I always find, the debate of what do I want to upload. I upload things that I have fun making. I do these because I have, not only because they do decently well, but because I have a really fun time making them. I just enjoy interacting with the community, talking about basketball, this is one of the sports I love. So, find something you really enjoy and you like talking about and post that. I wouldn't worry about the numbers to start off with. I would post things that you enjoy, and if you can show how passionate you are for things, I think you'll do well. That's what I do. I'm a small channel. Yeah, I got like 550 something subscribers, but I enjoy what I do, and for me, that's what it's about. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the likes. It's not about the views. It's about having a good time, and I think if you can do that, whatever you want to upload, you'll have fun with. So find something you enjoy and upload that. You'll find people that share interests with it. That's my best advice. So, just real quick rundown of the standings where I see people finishing. Detroit, I have at the 1. I have the Knicks at 2, Celtics at 3, Cavs 4. 5, I have the Hawks. 6, I have Toronto. 7, I have the Hornets. 8, I have the Sixers. 9, I have the Orlando Magic. And at 10, I have the Miami Heat. I think in the first play-in game, I believe Charlotte is going to beat Philadelphia. Philadelphia will beat Miami. And then out west, I have Oklahoma City as the 1, San Antonio as the 2, LA as the 3, Minnesota as the 4, Denver at the 5, Houston as the last seed making the play-offs, Phoenix at the 7, the Portland Trailblazers at the 8, LA Clippers at the 9, and the Golden State Warriors at 10. In the play-in, I have Phoenix taking down Portland. I have Portland beating LA, which means that I would have in the first round OKC versus Portland. Spurs, Suns. I would have Rockets, Lakers, and I would have Timberwolves, Nuggets. And then in the East, given my predictions for that, we would have Pistons, Magic, Celtics, Hornets. No, sorry. Be Knicks, Hornets, Celtics, Raptors, and then Cavs, Hawks. That would be a very interesting first round. And obviously, I'm going to be doing a lot more of these streams during the playoffs after these big games happen. So stay tuned for that. We're going to have a great time doing that. And I think with that, yeah, we're past. Should you go live? I mean, if you want to. If you have something that you feel like that you can talk about, yeah, I think you absolutely should. So yeah, yeah, I see no reason why you shouldn't. I think with that, I think I'm gonna call it a day there. I know my roommate's getting back in a few minutes here, and I know he would probably like to take a nap. And I also know that he's probably not gonna be able to take a nap if I'm talking. So I think I'm gonna help him out a little bit. I think I've said everything I want to say. Hope you all had a great day. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. It's been Slideshow Sports, and I'll see you.